Wow, that is so awesome. I cannot even believe how awesome that intro
Isn't
video
that a
is.
toe tapper? That kind of gets you in the
Absolutely.
mood for something. I don't know. It gets you in the mood for, but it makes me want a pumpkin spice latte, and I don't even like pumpkin spice lattes.
Okay, all right. All right, well, David, tell us about a little bit about our interview today. Who are we hosting? Who do we have the pleasure of hosting today?
Well, we are getting neck deep into the fall season. Well, fall park operational season, and so our intent again is to get a number of these the parks that have themed events to come out and talk about them, so we can hear about the background, see what they are doing this year, and what it takes to put those events on. And we are very lucky this week to have one of the owners, fourth generation owner. I'll let her get into some of that as we introduce, but of Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. Not Great Pumpkin, Indiana. They should retheme it for a Halloween theme. But with us today is Lauren Crosby. Welcome to the show,
Thank
podcast,
you for
whatever we
having
call it.
me.
Yeah. So, Lauren, obviously, I'm going to let you do a little bit of introduction to yourself because you'll do it much better than I'll chop it up. But you've been involved with Holiday World as a family ownership for how long?
Officially as an owner since around 2012-ish.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously been involved with the park since basically birth.
So, what was the first job there? Was it goodness? What would they have a toddler doing?
Well, they didn't let me work right away. But whenever I was 14, I did start in cash control. So
Oh,
Yeah,
that was my first job.
right.
very cool. So, get into a little bit of your background there. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the Happy Halloween weekends that are coming up. But for those who are unfamiliar with you and unfamiliar with the park, give us a little bit of a high level introduction of who you are and about the park.
Absolutely. So as you said, I'm Lauren. My family has owned Holiday World and Splash and Safari throughout the years. So I'm a fourth generation owner. So that's one of the many titles that I have. But another one is that I'm also the director of entertainment and events. And I took on this title in 2015 and been doing it ever since. So I get to plan our coaster enthusiast event, Hollywood Nights, as well as what we're going to talk about today, Happy Halloween Weekends. I also am in charge of our drone show throughout the summer. I do a lot of kind of crazy things, if I'm being honest, but it's great. Every day is different. And yeah, just a little bit about Holiday World and Splash and Safari. If you're not familiar, we are a family-owned theme park, only ever been owned by the Cook family. And we opened in 1946. We are in the small town of Santa Claus, Indiana. Like literally, as you're driving here, it's cornfield, 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 coasters. Um, so yeah, we've got 3 world-class wooden roller coasters, Thunderbird, a launched wing coaster, and now Good Gravy. We're very proud of, and a world-class water park. Can't forget that with three water
Mhm.
coasters.
It honestly, don't take the term world class lightly because
No.
you may have a chicken barn in the middle of the field and then the coaster poking up above it, which honestly, if you've been down the road, that's literally what it is. You're coming across
Yeah.
a corn, whatever might be planted there that season. There's a chicken barn. I'm assuming it's a chicken barn, and then
Turkeys.
roll turkey. Okay, even better. It's starting with the good gravy. But they are world class roller coasters. Having been there this summer, the water coasters are incredible. And in the 3 roller coasters you mentioned, they are world class. Had the benefit of riding not Legend, Voyage for the first time ever riding it at night.
That's a different
Crazy
experience.
experience. It is a definite experience. So uh, as we talk about, let's pivot into Happy Holiday Weekends. Is that I got the name right, correct?
Happy Halloween weekends. Yes.
Okay. So give us a little bit of background. When did that start, and how has it progressed through the years?
So Happy Halloween weekends first started in the year 2012. It actually was just weekends in October that first year. And prior to that season, Holiday World normally closed in about mid-October. And honestly, once we got down to September, those weekends, our attendance was just really light. I mean, not a lot of people were coming. It was like, okay. So in 2012, we had our first Happy Halloween weekends, and we were like, okay, this is doing something. And so the next year we expanded and we added on some weekends in September, and so that's how we got to 6 weekends. But the event, honestly, we've maintained a lot of the same things since the beginning. We started with one. I don't want to call it a haunted house because it's not a haunted house, but it's a walk-through attraction, if you will. But it is a house, if you will. It's just family friendly. We started with one house, and we had trick-or-treating for kids. There was a pumpkin patch, a hayride, lots of specialty entertainment. We had a corn maze right from the very beginning because being in rural Indiana, we have lots of land.
Yeah.
And lots of local farmers who are willing to come and plant corn for us. So we've had a corn maze since our very first year. And so every year it's a challenge. What new design are we going to cut into this thing? Yeah. And then for our first year, the nighttime entertainment was a laser light projection show, actually in the front of the park. So very different from what we do now, I guess, jumping ahead a little bit, and that now for the past couple of years, we do a drone show every Saturday night. So just a little different from a laser projection show.
So with that drone show this year, maybe spoiler alert, maybe, I don't know. Will it be the same show that has been playing throughout the summer, or is it a specialty show just for the event?
So every year, when we've been doing drones now since 2022, every year we have a summer show, and that's one thing. And then whenever we get to Halloween, we completely switch it up. It's a brand new show just for Halloween. And I don't know how much, if you want me to just go ahead and jump right to it, but we've got something very exciting happening this year, and we're just going all out with it. So this year we had the crazy idea of, like I said, we've got this corn maze. And so every year it's what do we cut into it? But this year we said, well, why not we just have a nice, little logo, whatever, put into the maze. But why don't we put life-size dinosaurs into the corn maze? So we are going to have 27 animatronic and static life-size dinosaurs in our corn maze this fall.
27?
Yes.
Animatronic.
Some of them are animatronic, some are just static, but yes, some of them will be moving, and they will be spread. We have a smaller kid maze and a bigger adult maze, if you will, but it's just the bigger maze. They'll be spread throughout both mazes. So everyone will have a chance to get to experience the dinosaurs. But like I said, we love a theme. So we decided, why not, for a drone show, why not make it an entirely dinosaur-centered drone show? So this year, it's normally been called Halloween in the Sky, but for this year, we're actually changing the title to Dinos Soar in the Sky.
Nice.
Oh, Dinos
I like that.
Soar. Nice.
We love a good pun.
Yes.
So on the fear factor of dinosaurs in your corn maze, is that intended to have a little bit of a, is it the element of, no, it's because it's a family friendly event. It's not supposed to be a haunt event. So is this for the element of surprise, or is it the cool factor for the kids to point to dinosaurs? You're not going to have an animatronic chasing kids through the maze.
No one will be jumping out and scaring anyone. The only, I guess, scaring element that will come is just if a child is scared by the sheer size of the dinosaur. Sure. We're family friendly, like you said.
Right.
The whole event there's no scary elements to it. So it's just walking through a corn maze and encountering these huge dinosaurs. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to watching the process of getting the dinosaurs into the maze. But that's a problem for us to figure out, not the guests.
Now, when you say life size, how big are we talking?
I believe one of them is, I think, maybe just around 40 feet long.
What?
Okay. So
Some of them are very, very big.
wow.
Wow. I
That,
feel like this goes perfectly like after Good Gravy, Good Gravy is delightful. It's a little campy, I might say
Yes,
even, it's
absolutely.
absolutely fantastic. I feel like the dinosaurs in the sky show must just like it fits right in. It's going to be so great. This is awesome. This is
And it's
absolutely
definitely
awesome.
the drone show is definitely not serious dinosaurs,
Okay.
not by any
Okay.
means. So don't expect serious dinosaurs in the sky because that's not what's happening. It's going to be a little off the walls because that's what we do. We like to sprinkle fun on everything.
Oh, that is
that
so
is
fun.
now you do bring it up. This is a family friendly event, and it is catered towards families. Now, was there ever a consideration that you go down the path of a haunt event, or has it always been that that's for other parks to do? We're going to focus on family friendly events because the haunt events do big business. However, so do the family friendly ones. I would contend that they have the ability to do it even more so because I would think that there's probably a bigger pool of people that like the family friendly events with the young children versus probably teenagers and above that would go to a haunt event.
Hmm. So at least in the very beginning, I don't think there really was a question. Family friendly fit our brand. That was the obvious choice. Now I can say that we have never fully taken scary off of the table. It's always something that comes around and gets talked about. We haven't had a time yet where it felt like the right thing to do. But never say never. It's always an option that's on
Mhm.
the table. But for right now, I mean, there are a handful. The Midwest is quite the little pocket of a lot of haunted attractions.
Yeah.
Not just theme parks and the amusement parks, but also just the one-off haunted corn mazes and like haunted houses and things randomly throughout the Midwest. There's quite a few of them. So but there's not an overwhelming amount of family friendly events. So we're pretty rooted in that, and we're different than all the other family friendly events, especially in our area. So for right now, we are just going to really dig in deep on family friendly and continue down that road. But like I said, never say never. It's always on the table.
Cool.
But it
Cool.
does seem to fit right in with the park.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Are there any things in particular for this year that guests should look forward to? Maybe some food items or some extra special entertainment offerings, some lights, anything like that maybe it's not new for this year, but it's just a part of the event and people who haven't been to this epic Halloween event and have been to, Holiday World during the summer, what could they expect some of those differences to look like?
Well, you just like checked all the boxes. Yes to everything.
Okay.
There will be a brand new food menu rolling out, and I actually
Nice.
haven't even seen it just yet. So I'm sure yeah, I'm excited to see it myself. There's normally almost always something pumpkin spice. There's like apple things. Our foods team knocks it out of the park. So I'm anxious to see what they have cooked up. It's going to be fantastic. But yes, look out for brand new food items everywhere. Um, all new entertainment. So we switch up the entire entertainment lineup. We have a stage show at our Hoosier Theater. That's, as I like to boil it down to, it's singing, dancing monsters. What's not to like about singing, dancing monsters? And every year, part of the show gets refreshed or it's a brand new show. So we're looking forward to a partially refreshed show for this year. We have our own resident magician who comes and does this show he calls the Wacky Workshop of Wonders. And he's kind of like this mad scientist who just can't get anything right. It's such a great show. The kids love it. They get involved. It's wonderful. Definitely worth stopping and watching. And of course, our mascot, Kitty Claus. She is essentially the belle of the ball during Halloween. This is her time.
Oh,
So there'll
wow.
be, yes. So she is getting a small little show this year as well, with a story about making potion and friendship. And it's going to be great. We're looking forward to that. I'm trying to, you said so many things and now I'm like trying to go back through my head. The park just gets completely transformed, if you will,
Wow.
from if you come and visit during the summer. Visually, we put out hay bales, we put out pumpkins and mums, and there's bows and ribbon and larger than life, like 5 foot tall pumpkins that we have throughout the space. So we really go all out with decorations. It's very different to just visually walk into the park. There's a very different vibe happening. We switch up the music. We play only Halloween music.
Yeah, nice.
And then, as I mentioned in the beginning, we have now 2 houses that guests can walk through. When last year we actually refreshed one of them, so now that one is Kitty's Candy Farm, and so you can walk through and help Kitty find candy for Halloween. And that's like a 3D attraction, so you get the glasses and it's the bright colors and everything. So that one's really fun. And then we have another maze called Carnival Chaos, and that one does tiptoe a little on the spooky startle side of things, not so much scary as it is just more startles and jumps. And that maze actually is getting a small refresh this year, not a complete overhaul, but we're getting some new elements added in this year, and we're very excited to get those up and be able to walk through them ourselves. So
Cool.
I think I touched on the highlights there.
Yeah, a lot of great details
Yeah.
go into this for sure. I would love to be able to make it out this year, and maybe not if this year, maybe next.
Absolutely, you're always welcome.
Sounds fantastic.
So Lauren, what goes into putting all this together? When do you start preparing for it? For instance, if guests come on Labor Day weekend, which is a normal operating weekend, well, sort of, but will they see pumpkins everywhere? How long does it take to set this up, and what goes into it?
So it's like multi-part, like just the planning process is generally around a year in advance. The dinosaur portion we've been working on for more than a year. So it just kind of depends on like what we're working on, but generally about a year in advance. We do the bulk of our planning in what we call our off season. So the months where Holiday World is closed, November, December, January, February, March. We really use those months, my team at least, to like hunker down and really try to plan out as much as possible. But then boots on the ground, it takes us around 2 weeks to get everything out. We hit it really hard in those 2 weeks. We try to not let too much Halloween get out before we get close to the event, because we want it to be special to the event. So, but you will probably find, if you come that weekend before Halloween starts, you will see a few things, just because the sheer mass of getting all that stuff out, it's just a lot for our team to tackle. So we start getting stuff up 2 weeks out. Like I said, we'll start in the Halloween section because it's already Halloween.
Yeah, right.
That's easy.
So yeah, and we'll keep going on that. But our Carnival Chaos Maze, that actually gets set up in what is a space that's used for picnics throughout the year. So that we get that space as soon as picnics will let us have it. Some years that's 3 weeks. Some years, like this one, it actually was a month. So we never know what we're going to get. We always get at least 2 weeks. But our wonderful, actually, team of full-time painters is the crew that like completely erects that maze from scratch every year.
Wow.
I mean, it starts as an empty room and they completely build that maze up every year. So it's always incredible to watch all those spaces transform. But yeah, I mean, and just there's so much that happens in those 2 weeks. It's just, it's a madhouse. I mean, and like all the entertainment gets mounted and launched in those 2 weeks, normally just the 1 week before. So if you come, like if you were at Holiday World today, it's just, you know, we're closed to the public today in the middle of August, or end of August, I guess. We're closed to the public right now, but it's pretty like chill right now. But if you come on a day we're closed, those 2 weeks before Halloween, people are everywhere. We're moving things. There's trucks. There's huge pumpkins being moved about. Like you don't know what you're going to run into. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it sounds like it for sure. For sure.
So given that you're in Santa Claus, Indiana, your Holiday World, and this is probably not a question you've been asked before. So what role does Santa Claus play with Halloween? Is he Grand Marshal? Is he because he does at Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana, he doesn't have an event of his own. So what role does he play in Halloween, if any?
So Santa is not around. He's
Okay.
been focusing on his work at the North Pole.
Oh,
There we go.
But yeah, I mean, all of the holidays take on a bit of the Halloween persona during the Halloween time. So I mean, 4th of July is still 4th of July, but it definitely has lots of Halloween thrown into it. So
yes. I mean, I was worried when you said Santa wasn't around that he was being, I'm sure this is a busy time of year for him, no doubt. But if he had been, neglected, that would have broke my heart, and no doubt his too. So yes, but no, he's just a busy guy. I get it.
we let our mascot Kitty Claus. We let her take center stage for this
I
event.
forgot about that. There we
Right.
go.
Right. Fantastic.
Well, that's awesome. Lauren, is there anything else you want to tell us about the upcoming event?
Oh my goodness. I think I touched on everything. I mean, we're just so excited to get everything up and going. There's so much new this year. There's always something new every year, but this year, especially like with the dinosaurs, we are so excited about it. We're going dino crazy. So just excited to have that happen and excited for our guests to come out and get to experience things and really get this off and running.
Awesome.
You said the park is, as you say, in the middle of a cornfield, but honestly, if you look at a map, you're kind of in the middle of Nashville, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Louisville, Cincinnati. I mean, you got a lot of population centers within a very reasonable driving.
We like to
Even
say we're in the middle of nowhere, but close to everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
we are in a cross section of 4 very large cities, and they're all about 3 hours drive away from us. So yes, I mean, we are in the middle of nowhere, but we're really not that far from so many places that it's an easy day trip over.
Yeah. Nice.
That it is. Well, Lauren, we appreciate you coming on, talking about this. We love to have you on in the normal podcast at some point in the future.
Absolutely.
We have your CEO coming on, I forget, sometime in October, or maybe later in September. I don't remember. But no, we'd love to have you on. And
Yes, we got to talk about Hollywood Nights in the future. I can't believe that's. I mean, I had the pleasure of going back in 2019, and I proxy into those memories like once a day. So it's
For such a short event, it takes a lot of planning to get that one to happen. So
I bet. Yes.
yeah, I
Wow.
think a lot of
Fantastic.
people would be interested in just what all goes into, because a lot of people come, they like the event, they like to participate in whatever. But at the same time, I don't know those people. I want to know, okay, this obviously took a lot of planning, and not
Yes.
just planning, but setup, and then of course there's the teardown. But one of those where if someone comes and says for the Happy Halloween weekends next year, I've got an idea. From the first time that they talk about that, or you talk about that, present that, to the point that you're going to IAPA and being courted by every vendor trying to sell you that something to theme it, how long does it take from initial concept to actually the first guest going to it? How long of a process is that?
if we're looking at Halloween specific things,
Or well, yeah, since we're on a Halloween themed podcast.
Something on the bigger scale is probably a year to 2 years. Halloween, I feel like can kind of get by operating on like what I think is a little bit of a shorter timeline of things. Now, if we're going and just talking about building new attractions at Holiday World, that is anywhere from probably a 2 to 5 year process anymore. Those things are just so built out and they take so much time and energy. So, but yeah, Halloween, I feel like can operate a little bit shorter timeline. And I mean, our little mini refresh that we're doing on Carnival Chaos actually kind of just came together in the last 6 months. So that one was a really fast project, and we were really excited that we were able to make that one happen.
Perfect.
Yes. Well, thanks again. We'll hopefully see you at the event. If
Yes.
we can make it out. It sounds fantastic, and hopefully see you back here on the Attractions Group podcast later on.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.